Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a fascinating topic that mixes myth, philosophy, and even touches on our modern world, Leviathan. So, what exactly is a Leviathan? Well, this term conjures up images of a gigantic sea monster, but it's so much more than just a creature from ancient stories. It's been a symbol for power, authority, and even government throughout history. In this video, we'll explore where Leviathan comes from, how philosophers like Thomas Hobbes used it, and why it's still relevant in our lives today. So grab your snacks, get comfy, and let's dive in. To kick things off, let's talk about the mythical side of Leviathan. Originating from ancient texts, you might find the first mentions of this beast in the Bible, where it's described as a massive sea creature capable of immense destruction. Think of a creature that can stir up storms and waves, essentially dominating the ocean. But it doesn't stop there. Across different cultures, Leviathan shows up in various forms. In some texts, it represents chaos and disorder, while in others, it symbolizes God's power. It's quite the versatile figure. The mythology around Leviathan has evolved over the centuries, inspiring stories, films, and more. But in its essence, it still embodies the idea of something powerful and overwhelming. Now, let's shift gears a bit and dive into the philosophical side. Have you ever heard of Thomas Hobbes? He was a 17th century philosopher who used the concept of Leviathan as a metaphor for government power in his book titled Leviathan. Hobbes argued that in order to maintain peace and security, society needed a strong centralized authority, essentially a government that acted like a Leviathan, keeping chaos at bay. In his view, without this authority, people might act selfishly, leading to disorder and conflict. Imagine trying to run a household without rules. It could get pretty chaotic. Hobbes believed that giving up some personal freedoms was necessary to achieve a level of safety provided by the state. This idea has sparked plenty of debates about the balance between individual liberty and government control. Fast forward to today, you'll find that Hobbes's ideas aren't just old relics. They're part of discussions in political theory. With issues like government intervention and personal freedoms, the concept of the Leviathan still comes into play, prompting us to think about authority and our relationship with it. Speaking of relevance, let's look at Leviathan in today's world. It's not just confined to dusty philosophy books. You've probably seen Leviathan pop up in movies, literature, and art. From epic battles in fantasy novels to the portrayal of giant sea monsters in films, the theme of Leviathan still captivates our imaginations. But it's more than just entertainment. When you look at global politics, the word Leviathan takes on new meanings. Nowadays, we see government surveillance and regulations that resemble Hobbes' Leviathan. It's that balance of state power and individual rights coming into play. With technology giving governments unprecedented oversight, it's worth asking ourselves how much control is too much, right? And let's not forget about the environment. With climate change proving to be a colossal challenge, some view the oceans, often portrayed as the domain of Leviathan, as battlegrounds for survival and preservation. The fight to save our oceans ties back to the myth of Leviathan. It's about humanity grappling with forces greater than itself and striving to find balance in a world that feels increasingly chaotic. So, there you have it. We've explored the rich tapestry of the Leviathan, from its mythological roots to its philosophical implications and contemporary relevance. Whether it's a representation of government power or a metaphor for the challenges we face today, understanding the concept of Leviathan helps us navigate our world a little better. I hope you enjoyed this dive into Leviathan and found it as fascinating as I do. If you have any thoughts on how Leviathan plays into our lives today, or if you have a favorite monster from mythology, drop a comment below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more interesting explorations of ideas. Until next time, keep questioning, stay curious, and take care.